Hello everyone, in this video I'll be covering version 1.6 U2 event in Reverse1999 Global, specifically stage 30. Now stage 30 is actually the most challenging stage by far. You'll probably be able to coast through all 29 stages with most combination of cards that power up your units, but stage 30 is a different beast altogether and does require some careful planning surrounding the stage mechanics. If you went in unprepared like me the first time, you probably face something like this where the boss one-shots you. And at the start of every round, all enemies heal for 100% of their HP. So the way to do it is to actually one-shot them from 100% to 0. There is a stage mechanic in play where the enemies will take 10% more damage from you each time they get hit, so eventually you will be able to one-shot them. But the problem, of course, is surviving until you can actually one-shot them. Credits to Rashomon, who actually first came up with this theme comp, and I did mostly the same thing as he did. I did change up the theme cards a bit because I don't have the exact same cards, but really he came up with this brilliant strategy and it works extremely well for this stage. So first off, the whole comp centers around Ju as the main damage dealer, and the whole point is to get Ju to do tremendous amounts of damage to the point where she can start one-shotting the enemies roughly around turn 3, and she will also let off an extremely big ultimate attack once she's properly boosted. So for that reason I have Ju, and she has 2 fame cards that increase her damage. The first gives her a boost to her crit rate and crit damage each time she does her extra action, and the second just gives her a straight 4% damage boost each time she does an action. Now keep in mind that for Ju, her follow-up attack also counts as an action. So for example, if you do her attack incantation and her channel incantation in one round, which is what you would normally do most of the time anyway, the attack incantation does 2 actions for an 8% boost, and the channel incantation leads to 2 more actions in the next round for another 8% boost. Now, quick disclaimer here, my Ju is maxed out. She is P5, I level 3, level 60, at Resonance level 15, but you do not need Ju fully maxed out for this to work. Obviously, if your Ju is, say for example, P0 or P2 or R10, it will still work. You just take a couple more rounds, but you should be able to survive until the end because that's what the rest of the party is there for. To further power up Ju, the Verting card I selected is with George the Oak, which gives Ju a massive 80% damage boost, and this is why she can quickly reach levels where she can one-shot the enemies. Keep in mind also that each time the enemies get attacked by Ju, which should be twice in one round, they suffer a 10% damage taken increase as part of the stage mechanics, so you'll very quickly amass damage with Ju. The rest of the team will do 20% less damage, but that doesn't matter at all because their function is not to do damage but to boost Ju's damage. The next card I wanted to show is 6 over here. Now 6 role in this party is to just stand there. He's an aura bot, and in fact you're not even supposed to do any action with him, in which case you might be asking, then why is he even in the party to begin? Well, he's there as an aura bot because his I3 gives him the ability to grant 1 buff to all allies every single round, and along with this I also gave him the cards to further provide more buffs to the party. So the Eternity card gives all mineral allied characters 2 buffs, and then the KB card gives 1 buff to every mineral allied character. If you have the highest quality of this card, it's actually 2 more buffs. So I don't have that, so unfortunately 6 will only get 1 buff per turn, but that's really more than enough. With this, he gives everyone in the party 3 buffs a turn, and he himself gets 4 buffs a turn. Now why is this very useful? Well, if you look at his collection of buffs, 2 of the buffs are really very good, which is the mental defense plus 15%, and reality defense plus 15%. So this helps reduce the damage that you take, especially from the eagle's ultimate attack, and makes it more likely to survive. The other buff effects are also pretty useful. Incantation might and penetration rate is very good for Jill to boost her damage, and the Vitalize 1 is a passive heal that at least gives you regen every single round. This helps you sustain until you get to the point where you are strong enough to defeat all the enemies. Now this is also why the other 3 party members are all mineral athletes. Because they are mineral, they get the benefit from the Eternity card and they get the 2 buffs. So I'll cover the other 2 characters, the next of which is Balloon Party. Balloon Party is there really just as the healer. She has a party-wide heal, which is very useful, and along with that I give her the Cristallo card. Cristallo card allows her to buff everyone with sturdiness, which is a huge 25% damage reduction each time she uses her heal card, and her other card is there to boost Jill's damage, so each time she takes an action, Jill gets another 4% damage boost. Pretty straightforward. Now Miss newbabel is really the wild card of this party, and her function is there also to boost Jill's damage, but she also of course has a secondary function where she's there to provide shields. So how does she actually boost Jill's damage? Well, I give her the Digger's card, which allows her to enter battle with ultimate ready, and I also give her the Night Vessel orange card, which allows her to boost Jill each time she takes an action. Now the way this works is that you ultimate with Miss newbabel on round 1, and once her ultimate is up, each time she gets attacked, she will counter attack the enemy, and the counter attack does count as 1 action, which also means that each time she counters the enemy, she will be further boosting Jill's critical rate and critical damage by 3%, so that's pretty helpful. Now on top of that, she also of course does have the very handy ability to apply shields on everyone. So the way you survive, and with this party is actually very comfortably, is that you have the stacking of Miss newbabel's shield to absorb damage, you have the reality and mental defense plus 15% from 6, and you also have Balloon Party applying sturdiness buff through her heals on everyone. So every round all you really need to do is use 1 shield incantation, 1 heal incantation, and then let Jill do the rest of the attacks, which is normally 1 attack and 1 channel incantation for a total of 4 actions. And by just repeating this every round, eventually Jill will one-shot all enemies. But I'll head into the battle to showcase how this works. You will start off the fight with ultimate ready up on Miss newbabel because of the Digger's card, and I went immediately into ultimate here just so that she can start ramping up Jill's damage. Now it is unfortunate because on this stage Eagle will also wipe off the taunt debuff on Miss newbabel, or I should say the taunt buff. So how much she powers up Jill is a little bit RNG based, but you are very likely to get at least a few power-ups in because a lot of the attacks on this stage are mass attacks, so it is likely that Miss newbabel will get hit a few times at least sooner or later, and sometimes if you get lucky, the enemies will keep targeting her and Jill will get extremely powered up. But you don't really need that many instances of power-ups. Just getting a couple in is really enough to start dishing out some serious damage by the 3rd or 4th round. While you are powering up, it is unlikely that you are able to kill off any enemies, and don't forget they actually heal to full health at the start of every round. So in the first few rounds, you should focus more on defense and survival. So you should do things like apply Miss newbabel's shield to absorb some damage, and then also have Balloon Party use her healing or counter incantation so that she can apply sturdiness buff on everyone with the Cristallo card. Now at the start of 2nd round, you should be able to start killing enemies. One of the benefits of using Jill is that if you use a channel incantation, She starts off the round damaging one unit in the battle, so there is a chance that you can quickly finish off that unit in that one round. Now if your Jill isn't fully maxed out, you don't have to really start killing all enemies by the second round. You can let like 3-4 rounds go by while you just keep spamming shield and heal, and then have Jill use her attack and channel incantation, and then eventually you'll see that the damage gets so high that you'll be able to start killing off the enemies. Since my Jill is fully maxed out, I was able to start killing enemies from round 2. But in order, what you should do is focus on the Leilani enemy first, because she is weak to mineral afflectors and she has the lowest HP among all the enemies, so she's the easiest to kill off. After that, I would recommend going for Soneto, mainly because Soneto can apply defense and attack buffs on the enemy party. So once she's gone, the Eagle boss will not be able to get any buffs, which make the fight considerably easier. Apple can heal the enemy party, but the heals he does doesn't really matter anyway, because all enemies get healed by 100% each round, so getting more heals on top of that is really redundant, which is why you do not need to focus on him at all. So once again, pretty standard: heal, shield, attack, and channel.
Start running. There they are. Enjoy. Lord, take the offensive.
The star falls towards the sun as the apple drops to the ground.
You will pay for this. Oh, hey!
Extraction of the rain.
Target locked. Newly made this year. Another jar?
You won't be disappointed.
Here I decided to save Jill's ultimate. You don't really have to save it, but the reason behind this is that her ultimate does more damage if there's only one enemy remaining, meaning that if you kill Apple off first and then you use Jill's ultimate when Eagle remains, her ultimate does way more damage then. Also, because I'm using Miss newbabel's ultimate here, I need the action slot to at least still fit in the heal and the shield, so no ultimate for Jill that round.
Please don't worry about me. Ha! Got you.
The moment of silence.
Now here I did a bit of thinking, and which is why I took a bit more time. I changed my plans here and decided to use Jill's ulti here, mainly because the boss is low enough that I felt that the ulti could kill her. Now I did 6's debuff attack here. Why? Because remember that the stage mechanics will increase damage taken by 10% if the enemy gets hit by an attack, and 6 debuff is a mass attack, so it essentially increases the damage that they take by 10%, which is enough to bring them to the range where Jill's ultimate will one-shot them right here.
Be careful, young man.
That's it. Thanks for watching.